there of matters dating, courtship, marriage. Every man desires, every woman desires a relationship that is blissful, that is enjoyable, that you can feel at home with. Every person desires another person into their lives who can fill gaps or who can make them feel contented, who can also make them feel complete. But I want you to know that for every successful relationship, something very clear, very simple precedes every relationship. And I want to say that every successful relationship must be preceded by what we call personal dating. Personal dating is where you date yourself, because in every person, every human being, there is a mechanism for self-analysis. There's a mechanism for self-scrutiny, where you weigh yourself on a scale of self and ask yourself these questions. Am I consumable? Am I worthy of another person? Now, you need to sit down with yourself before you begin in a relationship with any other person. Because if you are contented with who you are, if you are satisfied that the element and the character you have as a person is okay with you, you have checked your temperament, you have checked your health, you have also confirmed that you are physically fit, your organs are properly in place, because a romantic relationship requires sensual also feeling of every person. You must ensure that those things are in place. One, I want you to know that for you to be able to enter into a successful dating relationship or romantic relationship, you must be physically ready. Physically ready, I mean that your body, you have age, you have 18 years. If you date anyone less than 18 years, of course, you are infringing into the laws of the land. You need to ensure that you are above 18, and probably you are through with your education, especially in the formative ages of an adult. The other thing you need to check about yourself is your physical health. Do you have any infirmity? Do you have any form of deformity? Do you have any form of underlying health condition that you have made peace with? You must make peace with your healthy condition that you have, so that even if things go haywire when you're dating someone, you are able to live up with yourself. Sometimes if you don't check about your healthy condition and you start dating someone else, that one could be an area where it will hurt your ego, it will hurt your pride, and you're not able to go on with your relationship. The other thing you need to check about yourself is your mental, psychological readiness. Because the moment you start dating someone else, everything about your mental relationship will be affected. You need to check whether you are mentally ready, because you might get into another person's life and their character might harm you, might hurt you. And if you are not ready to change your mentality about things in life, because every person has a perspective. You have this perspective, I have this other perspective. So when we meet, there is a point where we need to merge our mental thinking, our psychological thinking. Are you ready to allow my character, to allow my behavior into your life? Am I ready also to take in yours? If you are not ready to alter, or even to include another person's way of life into your life, then you are not ready for dating. It would also turn out to be very bad if you get into a relationship and you realize that you are not mentally ready. The other thing you should remember, if every relationship is built on what we call an altar. Every human being ascribes to a certain form of religion. There are those who are ascribed to tradition. There are those who ascribe to Christianity, Islam, or even Hinduism. There are those who even ascribe to secularism. Every human being is affected by an altar. The question is, are you spiritually ready to accommodate another person into your life? Have you consulted your spiritual authorities? Have you consulted your deity? Have you consulted your God? Have you consulted your altar? So that even if someone comes into your life, you are ready to move on with them. At times you might get into relationship with other cultures, other religions, and it will alter how you believe, because they have their beliefs. The way Muslims believe is different from how a Christian believes. And even the way we walk in our relationship, it may be different. There are those who are traditionalists. There are those who... Now, are you ready to get into a relationship with a traditionalist when you are Christian? And when they come into your life, are you ready to accommodate them? Check whether you are spiritually ready. The other thing you should remember is this. Before you begin dating someone, also ask yourself, am I economically ready? I want you to know that relationships, dating are costly. There is a cost involved. And when I talk about cost involvement, every person, every human being is in a certain level, economic level. Whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you are average, you are in an economic setup. When you get into a relationship, ask yourself, am I willing to spend an extra shilling over this relationship? Am I ready to spend an extra shilling over this enterprise? If you are not ready to spend an extra coin, then I think you are not ready for any dating. Because moment you bring someone into your life, there will be a going out, buying coffee, taking tea, buying lunch, buying a gift. Those are cost implications. They will affect your business. They will affect your investment. They will also affect even your salary. Now, are you ready to part with an extra coin for the purposes of your dating? I want you also to know that economically, it can also alter your form of investment. There are people who come into your life and tell you, alcohol business is enough for me. We need to change into something else. There are people who come around and tell you, maybe we are doing business so much externally out of the nation. We need to domesticate our business. Now, are you ready to change even the form of your business? Now, you must ensure that you're economically ready. I want you to know, especially gentlemen, there is no way you will date someone and you're not incur cost. Now, the question is, are you willing? Also, about business, about economic readiness, it will also affect the time, because you will have either to close shop or to close business for some hours for the purposes of going out. The question is, are you ready to close business for 1 day, for 2 days, for hours, to allow the day to go on? Now, that is a personal dating analysis. Scrutinize yourself. Don't be in a rush, because if you are not physically ready, you are not spiritually ready, you are not economically ready, you are not even you are not also mentally ready, it will affect how you date someone else. The other thing I want you to know, in a personal capacity, scrutinize your social readiness. Social readiness, it means the moment you start life with another person, the moment you start dating someone, it will affect your social circles. Every time people date, it will affect their friendships, it will affect their relatives or their family members. And the question you should ask yourself, am I ready to walk out of my father's house? Am I ready to leave my circle of friends? Am I also ready to accommodate the circle of the friends of my boyfriend or girlfriend? If you feel that you are not ready to let your girls clique, you are not ready to let your boys clique go, then you are not ready for dating. Now, for you to be able to date someone, you must accept that when someone comes into your space, your social life will be affected. So social readiness is very key. It will also mean, if you are of this class, of this social class, then it will affect your relationship with your partner if they are of different class. Sometimes you might feel uneasy because you are getting into a relationship with someone who is of little income, and you need to go into their level and fit in, or you are getting into a relationship with someone of another high economic level, you need to get into their social life. Will you fit in? You must ensure that you are socially ready to get into a relationship. You don't start dating and then start scrutinizing or analyzing yourself. You analyze yourself first. Don't be in a rush, because even your family members will be affected by your dating. They will sometimes your mother will tell you, no, I don't want this one. Your dad will tell you, no, this person is not proper. Are you ready to tell your dad no, your mom no, or your friends no, or yes, about this relationship? If you are not ready to part with your social circles, or even to include the social circle of another person into your life, then you're not ready to date. I want you to know, the moment you come into my life, I might have to introduce you into my people, my friends, my circle, my parting friends, my spiritual friends, anywhere, whichever area of my social life, you will be introduced. The question is, are you ready to adjust to fit in? Therefore, I want you to understand this. Every person who desires to successfully date, court, and marry, ensure that you are economically ready, you are socially ready, you are spiritually ready, you are mentally ready, you are also you are also physically ready, so that when you get into the life and the space of another person, you will be happy to date them and also be able to maneuver whatever challenges they might have. That's all for now. I wish you happy and successful relationships.